Take me through what happened after you first heard the gunshots and how you ended up in the bathroom.
Well, right after I heard the gunshots, because I was standing with my friends at the time, so I dropped to the floor in fear. Like, I just dropped to the floor. I was so much in shock because I couldn't believe that. Like, at first I thought the gunshots were actually a part of the music. I thought that it was like a joke of some kind that the club was doing to get people out of their club, because around like 1:58 and 2 o'clock, they were about to close soon. So, and my friend Tiara and Kiera, they both ran in the direction of the bar, and I actually started scooting backwards as fast as I could, and I didn't even realize that I was scooting out towards the door, the exit. And I saw Kiera get up and run towards me, and I told her, get down, because she was running in my direction. And she came over to me. I said, where's Sierra? Where's Sierra? But when I looked up, me and Kiera were outside already. So I was like, we got to go back and get Sierra. Where's Sierra? And she said she's still inside. So we went back inside to get her, but we ended up getting stuck there because the gunshots got louder and louder, and which at the time we still didn't know that these were actual gunshots flying. So we saw everyone rushing into the bathroom, so we decided to rush in the bathroom as well to hide. And that's where we ended up getting stuck because the gunman eventually came in there and started shooting as well.
And did he say anything? Were you guys talking with him?
He said a lot of things in the bathroom. In his own 911 phone call, he made a statement about him wanting America to stop bombing his country, and is pledging his allegiance to ISIS and speaking Arabic. And then he even spoke directly to us in the bathroom stall. He asked us, like, are there any black people in here? And there was an African-American male in the bathroom stall with me, who responded to him saying that, yes, there are about 6 or 7 of us in here. And he responded back to that African-American male saying that, I don't have a problem with black people. It's not, you guys suffered enough in this country, but this is for my country. And he made that brutally clear that, that this he wasn't doing it to specifically harm anyone, but he really was doing this because he believed that his message was more important than everyone's lives. So,
but Patience, didn't he reach over the stalls and start just firing randomly?
He did.
Did you have to see people killed in those stalls?
I did.
I don't care what his ideology is. I don't care. I also heard that he was very quiet and cold in how he did this. Is that true?
Yeah.
I am so sorry. I'm sorry. I hate this man. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I know you must have a mix of emotions. Spirit, I'm going to go to you. Help us through some of this. It's the survivor's guilt. It's hatred. What should Patience do?
It's tough, Dr. Drew. We've done a lot of conversations together, and I'm just hoping that I hold it together tonight. Yeah. But what I will say is this, is that as you told her, she needs to allow us all to be able to kind of carry some of this guilt on our shoulders, but to also remember that there would not be one person who would want her to hurt any more than she already has. And so to see her survival as a blessing and to live a full life for all of those individuals who will not have that opportunity. So she has to have the courage to get the healing that she needs so that she can go on, so that her life will not be lived in vain.
Patience, did you hear all that?
Yeah.
Do you know how grateful we are that you're alive? Do you know?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, is there something you'd like us to do to support you or to pay tribute to those that are not here with us?
I think just continuing to share everyone's story who did make it and who survived, because their stories do matter, and celebrating the lives of the people who did survive and the lives of people who also did not survive, and then remembering their legacy. That's very, very important, because these are human beings in the stalls with me.
Patience, you are a living tribute to their memory.